And what's poppin' YouTube? I'm super excited for this video today because we are now stepping into the college section of my channel. So this is the first college video that I'm going to be posting, and I'm going to have so much more for you guys. If you didn't already know, I go to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. So today we're going to be doing a first year recap. And so if you are interested in coming to UNC or just kind of want to see what it's like to go to a big public school, this is the video for you. I'm going to be going over some of my favorite memories from UNC, such as the UNC versus Duke game, orientation, homecoming week, and so much more. And showing you footage of those things, more importantly, and just kind of giving you a glimpse of what it's like to be a Black student, out-of-state student, new student at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. My freshman year was such an amazing time. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I'm really excited. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Just a little disclaimer for this video. Some of the video footage won't be as clear or as nice as I would like it to be. I still hope that you guys enjoy it. I tried to gather as much footage as I can for you guys to see and kind of experience from the comfort of your homes. But definitely I hope that this gives you a good idea of what UNC is like. All right, guys, so first we're going to be starting with my living situation. And so this past school year, I lived in Corey dorm on South Campus. And South Campus is basically where a majority of freshmen will live. And Corey, to me, in my opinion, is definitely one of the best freshman dorms that are the same price as every other dorm, so excluding Granville Towers. But yeah, I really wanted to kind of give you guys a little room tour and show you guys the before and after of my room, and just basically all of the things that I loved and some of the things that I didn't love too much about living in Corey. So some of the things that I liked about my dorm, and I kind of have a list right here, was my amazing RA. Many events held by housing with free food, had amazing lounge spaces, and I'm gonna definitely include a video of like my favorite lounge in the dorm. They have many classrooms downstairs, about maybe like 4 or 5, where you could like hold meetings or have study groups with your friends and stuff like that. There was also the bus stop is literally right in front of my building. When I tell y'all, like, I could literally be right on time, and it was very close to the door located nearest to my room. I also really liked that it was closer to like the food. It was definitely closest to the dining hall, which is Chase. It was closer to the subway. So it was in a really good location. I also didn't have to walk up the hill that's located on South Campus as well. So I really did appreciate that as well. Also, I love the fact that we had a private bathroom. Again, like every other dorm is pretty much like 8 people besides Corey and Horton. So I really appreciated the 4-person bathroom. All right, so some of the cons about living in Corey. So for starters, the walls are really thin, so you can't really be overly loud. And then also you can't lock your bathroom doors. So you can lock like the door to walk into your suite, but you can't lock the bathroom doors. It wasn't really necessary for me, but like I still think like it should have a lock, even if I wanted to lock it for any reason, you know. Also, okay, the elevator broke a couple of times during the school year, and that was really agonizing, living on the 4th and highest floor and having to walk up all those stairs. I feel like also like our elevators weren't really priority because it was only 4 floors and we had stairs, but like a lot of the other buildings had like 8 floors, 10 floors, and so like their elevators were never broken. And they also have more than one. Corey only has 1 elevator, which can also be pretty slow. Like the elevators, like I appreciated them, I'm glad I had them, but they were slow and they broke several times. That's just a couple of the cons, but definitely like the pros of living in Corey for sure outweighs the cons, and I definitely think it is the best freshman dorm. So if you can get into Corey or Horton, because Horton is literally like the same exact dorm, I would definitely recommend getting those. So now to get into orientation. So orientation was a very interesting 2 days. There was a lot of corniness, a lot of funniness, but it was also very boring at times. There was a lot of info sessions and things of that nature. I mean, they were necessary, but like Like, orientation was cute though. It was fun. So a little bit about my orientation session. I'm an out-of-state student, so I decided to go to the last orientation session, which was good because I didn't have to come to campus like more than I needed to. I just kind of came to campus and that was it, and then I stayed. But however, I was at a disadvantage when it came to registration because I didn't really know how to work the system, and that's literally what you learn how to do at orientation. You learn about a lot of things about Carolina and just like basically what to expect, and I was getting the what to expect literally right before school started. So I didn't really know how to choose my classes at my allotted time, and so I think that affected my schedule just a tad bit. But then once we got to registration, we finally did go over how to work Connect Carolina, which is where you like pick your classes and stuff like that, and then I was able to change my classes accordingly. Orientation was definitely very helpful in that scenario. Some other things I didn't really like about orientation was like the amount of walking we kind of had to do. It was really hot. So those are just some of the things that I didn't really like about orientation, but it was good in general. I'll definitely include some footage of orientation. All right, so now I'm going to talk about ACE, which is Achieving Carolina Excellence Program. And basically what it does is it serves to bring in minority students, and it was predominantly Black students, but it is open to minority students, to basically kind of give them a bit of a glimpse of what Carolina is like, answer your questions, basically give you the real spill on what Carolina is, as well as just like showcasing all of the talent that a lot of the minority community at UNC has, if that makes sense. So like there were showcases where they showed us like some of the dance groups on the campus, some of the poetry groups, and just like different types of groups that we were exposed to. It was really good in that sense. It was very fun. Everybody was very accommodating. The upperclassmen were really nice. And I'm not sure if for this upcoming school year if they will be hosting ACE, but hopefully if they do, some of you guys get to see it and enjoy it and experience it just like I did. And of course, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of footage of what ACE was like.
Assault is also the gentle rub as I walk by you in the club that I didn't ask for, or the subtle hand placement that's a little too close to my forbidden fruit for comfort. Men are supposed to be the stronger gender, but some of y'all can't even seem to hold up the weight of your own actions.
All right, so another amazing memory that I have at UNC is Fall Fest, and Fall Fest is essentially where all of the organizations, every student org, pretty much everything that the university has to offer that you can join is at Fall Fest. And it takes place on the large soccer field. And basically there's literally every org, you just go from table to table, getting free stuff, learning more, and just getting to really soak in all that UNC has to offer. It was really fun. I found a lot of things that I wanted to join, and I did join. So much free gear, and I ate really well. Fall Fest also had a little showcase as well where different groups, and there was just so many different performances really, and it was just amazing. That is how I discovered the dance team that I'm currently on, Zanki, and it was so fun. It was just good vibes. It was really just soaking in all that Carolina has to offer. So now we're going to talk about the Old Well tradition. And basically what the Old Well tradition is if you drink out of the Old Well the night before the first day of classes or on the first day. I think it's on the first day of classes, and people start lining up the night before. But basically it's if you drink out of the fountain, you're guaranteed to get a 4.0. I'm not really going to say too much about like the truthfulness of that, but it was definitely a fun thing to do. Me and my friends, we got up and we kind of waited in line to drink from the fountain. I don't even remember if we actually drank from the fountain or if somebody just like filled their water bottle up with it and then we drank from it. But on the first day of classes, I did end up drinking from the fountain. So like I did it the official way, the proper way, the real way, and I'll put a picture right here of me drinking from the fountain. But yeah, those are just one of the Carolina traditions that people like to do. It's really fun, really cute, and yeah. All right, guys, so now I'm going to go over my fall schedule. I pretty much enjoyed my fall schedule. I did have one class that I struggled with, but for the most part, I think I did a good job of selecting my classes. So I had a good balance of EC and hard classes, and my schedule will be right here. And I think I took about either it was 14 credit hours or 16. I still can't really remember, but I think it was a really good first year schedule for someone who was undecided but leaning towards chemistry or like a STEM subject. So I was still getting like those basic things while taking classes that I also found interesting and enjoyed. So I really enjoyed my geology class and my economics class specifically, and like even taking the economics class now has made me want to take the entrepreneurship minor as well. So here's just a sample schedule. All right, so now we're going to talk about another tradition that I really love at my school called Pit Poppin' Fridays. On Fridays, UNC's campus is pretty much like popping in several different ways, whether it be giving free clothes, having super large brands coming around, free food, and everybody's just out kind of having a good time in the center of campus, which is known as the pit area. And basically what a lot of people do is they bring their music out, and we kind of just like have a little bit of tea obsession. People eat lunch out there with music playing in the background, and it's just like really just good vibes, good times. Sometimes there are performances as well from many of the orgs on campus, and it's just a good way to de-stress after a long week. Hip Hop and Fridays is really good, and it's really something to look forward to if you come to the school, and I will show some footage right now. All right, so I'm really excited to talk about this one. This is the Spark Leadership Program. So this is a leadership opportunity at Carolina's campus, and you apply as a freshman, and it kind of takes you through your 4 years with the same people, and you just learn a lot about yourself, a lot about Carolina, and network, and just kind of build in that sense with those people in your cohort. And so Spark was an amazing time. We get to go on a free 2-night, 3-day retreat in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the retreat was just amazing, guys. It is sometime during the fall semester, and you just go, and as a first year it's really appreciated. Some of my really good friends came out of this program that I probably wouldn't have met or gotten close to otherwise, and it was just such an amazing time, y'all. Like, if you do come to Carolina, I would 110% recommend the Spark program. So now to the part that a lot of you guys have probably been waiting on. I'm going to touch on athletic life at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. So my first year was definitely not your traditional, I guess, athletic year for Carolina. For starters, the football team was doing amazing this year, which is not common because Carolina is very much a basketball school and very much not a football school. But it seemed as though like this year, the two were kind of switched. I 100% loved going to football games. That's probably one of my favorite sporting events. It's literally just the feeling of being at the football games, like, and it is literally just such an experience. Like, when I tell you guys, like, fireworks, like mascots, people, everybody in Carolina blue. They sometimes give you towels to wave around. Just such good energy and such a good vibe. Football culture, football games were just amazing. I'm not really sure what next season will hold and if it'll be as successful as this one, but like, this season was amazingly good for Carolina's football team. Now, also, let me get to basketball season. So I also really enjoyed the basketball season. We didn't win as much as I would have liked us to for whatever reason. But like, basketball games are still very fun. I don't even think I went to a winning one, but again, like, it's really just being there, being in the stadium, being with your friends that really makes the games live, to be honest. Some of the standout games though for basketball was definitely the exhibition game, which is a free game where you can come, like, it doesn't require a ticket basically, so you don't have to go through the process of like trying to get a ticket. You just kind of like show up, and if you show up early, you get good seats. If you show up late, you get bad seats. So I really appreciate that. Late Night with Roy was probably my favorite like basketball event / basketball game, and yes, like, better than the UNC versus Duke game, at least for this year. Late Night with Roy was literally just a good time. The basketball team danced with like the cheerleading team.
If you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow 3. Don't do the 2.
They introduced the entire men's basketball team and the women's basketball team as well. So it was just such a good time. So definitely, if you come to Carolina, make sure you attend the exhibition game, make sure you attend Late Night with Roy, and make sure you also try to attend the UNC versus Duke game, just depending on how the team is doing for that season. So now I'm going to get into homecoming at the University of North Carolina. So homecoming at UNC was pretty interesting. It wasn't all great, but it definitely wasn't all bad either. Homecoming is definitely not what you see maybe at like a HBCU or something. So like we don't have like a concert or anything of that sort, but it was fun in its own way. So we had like an entire homecoming week of events planned, and I really would describe it as like a pit poppin' Friday. So there was free stuff being given away, people were out, music was playing, there was literally like a DJ out there every day of the week. And then now as far as like the parties or like the night stuff, the parties are pretty good. We kicked off homecoming week, I think on Tuesday, or at least that was my first time going out. And I went to TT, which is basically a weekly event. It's Tequila and Tuesday at the library. This TT was probably the best one that I went to. A lot of people were there. It was good to see new faces because homecoming week, you just see a lot of new people and meet a lot of new people that you usually don't get to see. So I thought that that was really good. It kind of like changed the vibe a bit. Some of the parties are going to be hits, some of the parties are going to be missed. So the final party, which was like the dress up party, was definitely a miss. I wasn't really able to go to every party because there was like a 21 up age limit, but homecoming game was great. We beat Duke. I was there. It was amazing. Again, I'm going to insert some footage and you guys can kind of see what it was like, but homecoming definitely had its highs, it definitely had its lows, but overall it was still pretty good. All right, so now I'm very excited to talk about my dance team, Zanki and my experience with them. So Zanki is a Afrobeat, Afrofusion type of dance team. We bring you super live, super energetic African dances. Sometimes it's like hip hop and just a mixture of so many different things, guys. We're definitely not restricted into just one genre of dance. And so Zanki was literally amazing. Definitely one of the best parts of my Carolina experience. I was actually on the regular dance team and I was on the competition dance team, and I kind of really wanted to hit on competition because it was probably one of the funnest things ever. So we basically attended a dance competition in Virginia Beach, and it was called the Afrobeats 57 dance competition. We traveled there. Not to mention the entire trip was funded. The competition itself was also really amazing. It was located like in the heart of the Virginia Beach area, so it was like a very urban place, which is a very good contrast from Chapel Hill. We were judged by some celebrities in like the African community. It was just such a great time. All of the teams we competed against were really, really nice. They were really talented. We ended up getting second place, and I was excited and super happy about it. Like I said, guys, sign up for things that involve you traveling and just getting away. You know, it was really nice to just go somewhere that was more urban. So another great memory was late night at Lenoir, which is another Carolina tradition that happens every year. And late night at Lenoir is basically when the Lenoir Dining Hall, which is the main dining hall in the pit area of Carolina's campus, hosts just like a great night, a DJ, just so many different types of food. I remember they had macaroons, like literally so many different things, a candy table, but just like such a shift or different from the normal dining hall food. And it was so appreciated because it's literally like the night before finals officially starts at UNC, so it's a good way to de-stress while you're studying. Those are just some things to look forward to a good way to kick off finals, and then you go straight into break and then so on. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit about the food on campus. So I've had some great experiences with food on campus, and I've had some not so great ones. More of them have definitely been pretty good. I'm not the pickiest eater, so yeah, I'm gonna eat, like, regardless, you know? And so the food is pretty decent, but there are two major dining halls on campus. There is Lenoir Dining Hall, which is on North Campus, and then Chase Dining Hall, which is on South Campus. At first, I used to love Lenoir, you know, diehard Lenoir, but then over time, I just didn't really, you know, like it anymore. The food kind of started to get really, really routine. Then they updated Chase and added like a sandwich station, a nacho station. There are also like a lot of restaurants around campus. There's Subway, there's Chick-fil-A, and there's some other like smaller name restaurants, but are still very good nonetheless. Like, I really love to eat at this place called Cholanad, 150 Fresh, and they're all on campus. You can get them like right after class, before you go back to your room. There's also Franklin Street that has a ton of restaurants. They can be a bit pricey sometimes, so Franklin Street was definitely not somewhere that I was my entire freshman year. I very much ate on campus because it was just cheaper. You could eat at the restaurants using your meal swipe. Yeah, you can really just switch it up. I tried a lot of different things. I tried like Bonchon, Banditos, and those are just some of my favorite restaurants on Franklin Street. Street. There's still so much that I wanted to try. Like, one thing I can say is that there's never anything, like, you can never experience everything in Chapel Hill. There's a lot of places to eat, I would say. Baby, welcome to the party. So as you guys can tell from that little thing I just did there, we're gonna be talking about parties at UNC. So I definitely think I can speak a good amount about this. The upperclassmen did warn me though, and they said that there are only certain parties that are gonna pop and others that will not, and I spent my money and learned that the hard way. So yeah, the party scene at UNC is very, like, it really just depends on what party you're going to. I wouldn't say the party scene is like super live. Like, there are moments and there are parties that are like that, but definitely every party is not going to be jumping. It's not going to be busting. The party culture is really different depending on who you ask. So this is just kind of like my opinion on that. So one of my favorite or I guess one of my like favorite places to go to parties at is like the library, which is like a little club on Franklin Street. The library is pretty small, and so that could be good or bad depending on how many people decide to come. It can just be really crowded sometimes, but I've had some amazing memories at the library. The library hosts different cultural nights, so like we had a benefit night for my dance team, and I attended a Latin night, which is also like one of the funnest nights like of my college experience. I also like to go to Downtime on Franklin Street, which is relatively new. The thing I love about Downtime is like they usually don't charge you, but overall I really like the feel of Downtime. I go there to watch games. They have TVs, so I really do like going to Downtime. There are some other venues that are like around campus that you kind of have to Uber to for parties. There's also like the Greek parties as well, and the Greek parties do like differ depending on like if it's the Black fraternities. They're pretty cool, they're pretty popping. I would say again, space is an issue, but at the same time, it's still always a good time when you're with the right people and they're playing the right music. I've also been to the white frats. Those can be interesting, but still fun nonetheless. There is usually always a party about every weekend. It's never really a dull weekend, especially not in the fall. And then I know the spring like party culture is supposed to be a lot liver, but again, I wasn't able to experience that. Yeah, that's just my experiences with the parties. I will include some footage of the parties. So now moving into like the spring semester. So I don't really have as much to say about the spring semester because a lot of general highlights that people, upperclassmen, would say are their best times are usually after spring break. And as you guys know, with coronavirus and quarantine, we were not able to return to enjoy those things. So I'll give you guys a little bit about my spring semester. All right, so now we are at the UNC versus Duke game. So for my spring semester, just to give you guys a little bit of background, I didn't really go out as much, but the UNC versus Duke game was definitely a night or a weekend where I had to pop out, and I did. So I watched the game at Downtime, and it was live. There was Duke fans there, there were UNC fans there. I didn't get to experience the game in-house or whatever because of course it's like such a hard game to get tickets to. Seniors do get priority, and I don't even know if I put in for the lottery for this game because, not even gonna lie to you, I didn't really have too much hope that we would win the game. So I was just like, let me save my chance or opportunity for a year that I think will win or my senior year. If you go to the game, your chances to get tickets again does decrease. So I do want you guys to keep that in mind when you are putting in for the lottery. Nonetheless, though, it is one of the biggest sporting events in college basketball history, really. Like, everybody knows the UNC versus Duke game. Everybody knows it's live. It's just a great time, great energy. One of our traditions that we do when we do win the game is to rush Franklin Street. But unfortunately, we lost the game by like 1 or 2 points. Literally, guys, we went into overtime. It was such an amazing, high intense experience. Duke literally beat us with like a buzzer beater or something like that. And hopefully next year I will have a vlog or something of that sort, or just in the next coming years winning against Duke, because rushing Franklin, I heard, was like one of the best experiences ever. I will include the little footage that I do have. I was very much into the game. I wasn't really recording too much. I was with my friends. We were enjoying eating. It was fun. So yeah. All right, so like I said, my spring semester was cut short. When I left for spring break, I didn't know that it would be the last time I would be coming back, but I really just wanted to give you guys just a glimpse of what it's like to be a student at the University of North Carolina, all of the events I was blessed to experience. If you are thinking of going to the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, just comment down below. I'd be happy to talk to you, answer any questions. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up as well, and follow me on all of my social media accounts that will be located right here, and I will have so much more college content coming for you guys very soon. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.